What? You know, it is the highest host, Adam L. I'm excited for today's episode of the Getting High With Show. We got longtime friend, Grammy-nominated producer, DJ, father, real smoker, opinionated. Listen, we're gonna have a great conversation. The one and only Trapzilla is in the building.
T-Dodzilla.
Adolfo, look at. He's sipping a beer. This is Getting High With, not getting drunk with. So let's go get him some weed.
Hey,
we're gonna go to Apothecary right now and get him some flavors. We'll be right back and see you guys on the podcast. You ready? Let's go. Welcome. Oh, yeah.
What?
You ready?
Yeah.
I got you. Ooh. Awards. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you still go to dispensaries?
From time to time, I like to look.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
What do you usually smoke? I know you're like OG.
I like OGs, any type of Cush, any type of heavy indicas, maybe a good sativa as well, if you got like a Jack or something like that as well. What's
Okay,
what do you recommend right here?
Swag, dude. It's swag, dude. It's, you know, ready if you to roll or bake or whatever you want. It's super budget. It's like $30 an ounce.
Oh, cool.
Look what it says on the back. Swag, low-grade cannabis. In a Ziploc.
I'm impressed.
That's great.
I really am. That's a great product right there.
Meet me at the parking lot.
I'm with it.
Patron is one of my favorites.
Oh, awesome.
On the shelf.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. You want one of those?
Yeah, I'm gonna smoke some of that. For sure.
One of those? You like sativas? The Crescendo is popular.
Let me see it. Nice. You don't have like a classic Jack or anything like that? Anything old school?
The Zeno is a sativa.
I heard about that. Ted said that was fire. That's fire.
You want one of those?
Yeah, that's fire for sure. What's this stuff?
Compa. It's a strain, dude.
Is it a OG or what is it?
Great question. I bet you it's a gelato cross.
Most likely.
Or
You
Rents.
know that NorCal stuff. Lemon cherry Skittles, huh?
LCZ.
Pink Zushi.
Oof.
Yeah, that's real stuff right there.
The Stony Point.
You see? Scumbags. What is that?
It's crazy.
What does Apothecary actually have?
The rainbow cookies and the animal mints. The traditional is pretty good too.
Oh, you have traditional? That's the Russian Assassin Boys, right?
Yeah.
You get an excellent selection here, dude.
Yeah, we do what we can.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
What is that?
SFEOG, I think we're gonna need to smoke that.
It's a smalls, so it's
That's
ready to
fine.
roll.
That's fire.
All right, you want that?
That's the one.
You want some dabs or you good?
Yeah, some dabs. Of course we want some dabs. Give me the Jack Herrera, the batter.
Jack Hair batter?
Yeah. You got Trainwreck too, huh?
We got Trainwreck Jack, we got Silver Haze. You like sativas like me, bro?
Yes, I do. They're delicious. 6-inch rigs. Who still uses clear eyes? That's still a thing, huh? Do you have a bong in there? Macaroni and cheese, huh? Oh, you got some pasta shells and white cheddar. Is it like distillate? I wonder what's this thing right here?
Eighth Wonder is just an eighth in a joint.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I'm starting to see some real retail science getting applied in all the
Packaging, marketing.
It's real. Oh,
All right, so we got the Alien Lab Zeno, your super sativa. We got some OG minis, smalls with traditional. I got you some green eyes, that Patron OG. And then you got 2 zips of some batter from Jack and Trainwreck.
Some real old school strains.
Super terps.
Awesome.
We got MJ Arsenal rigs. We got bongs. We're ready to go smoke and talk shit.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Thank you, Apothecary.
Thank you, Apothecary. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah. You know it is. It's the highest host, Adam L. Chilling out right here at the Crown OG Studios for another amazing episode of the Getting High With Show, the longest running podcast out here that's making it happen. Appreciate all y'all tuning in wherever you're at, wherever you're watching this. We are podcasting on all platforms. If you're watching this on YouTube, we appreciate you. Shout out to everyone watching live right now. And you're on your Patreon, dude. We appreciate y'all. You know you're getting some exclusive shit. Of course, making this show sound amazing. Not just my voice. Kentron is in the building, tickling them ebonies and ivories. Yeah, dude.
What's going on, everybody? Yeah.
He's been vibing the whole pre-show, making it happen.
He's the highest keyboard player, that's for sure.
Hey, listen, coming from you, dude, that's a lie. If you're watching this, you know who's next to me. I'm gonna get right into this because this is gonna be a lot of show, dude. I got Grammy-nominated producer, rapper.
That's a new one.
I heard your songs. I seen you rap. Maybe people might not have heard your, but I know you, Adolfo. I know you, dude. I've known you for well over a decade. I've been to your house many times on some friendship. He's my friend also. He's an activist. He's been doing this for a minute. A real smoker, already ripping the bong. He's a social media stirrer. He loves to
Tell the truth?
Spit his opinions and not give a fuck. Opinions, facts. I mean, you know, it depends how people look at it.
Generation, you know, it's like everything's an opinion, even if it's real, right? Like,
yeah,
fake news.
Even if you disagree
CGI,
with someone,
CGI.
Even if you disagree with someone, they think you're a hater. It's like, no, I just don't like that food, or I don't like that strain. It's not that I mad or I hate it.
I think a lot of people, if they were to like dislike you, is because they're just like ignorant to the concept that that's okay. Like, you're just not afraid to like not do things you don't like, and that's like okay, right? Like, you're not supposed to do things you don't like.
There is a lot of negativity that's being promoted now. People love controversy. People love to talk shit, and people show that more. Like a post that has more negative thought or topics gets a lot more engagement than something positive.
Where I think that kind of like boils down to is that like people are gluttons for attention, right? Like, and you say something good about somebody, it'll speak to them, to their own person. But if you say something bad to somebody, the whole fucking room's gonna pay attention immediately. Like, oh shit, have you ever been in a room and someone goes, hey motherfucker, some shit like that? It's silence everywhere, and everyone's focused
tuned
and attention.
in. Yeah.
So it's just people that really don't have the ability to grab attention. They figure it out that they do that, they'll get it. So that it's like they're hacked to things, but it's ignorant. It's whatever.
By the way, I'm with Trapzilla's. I didn't even get to introduce my man right here. Trapzilla's is in the building, dude. Already discussing shit. Already making it happen. just doing it. How is everything, bro? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you pulling up.
I appreciate you.
I got a lot of attention when I mentioned you were on the show. People started like,
well, there's an assumption that I'm a fucking psychopath and I'm just gonna say some crazy ass shit about something and get myself sued and get myself in position. But you know what? I'm a little bit smarter than that. But also I'm a man of principle, to say the least, bro. Like I came into this weed shit at a very early age. I had a fake recommendation when I was 16 years old and a fake ID, and that's how I got into the first shops that I went into. I was here for the beginning of all this shit, when it was just like a little flyer in a smoke shop. I'll never forget it. It was Captain Ed's. I was 16 years old.
On Reseda.
Yeah, and there was the guy with the big eyes that was in there, the white dude that had the like bald head. And I remember him telling me, and he gave me the little flyer. And he told me, look, you can just go to the doctor and lie about what you have, bro. Everybody needs weed. Everybody needs to calm down. So like, it is medicine for everyone, is what he told me. I was 16 at the time, so it's gonna take another 2 years until I got to that conversation with Idleman, obviously.
But just a little backstory on Captain Ed's, because it is a legendary
which isn't
shop.
Open right now. And to be honest with you, when I was doing some work with Josh from Raw for a little bit. Well, I'll get into that later a little bit too. But one of the conversations that I had with him, is that I wanted him to buy Captain Ed's. Because it's shut down right now, and it's going to turn into something else, and that's the oldest.
Closed?
Yeah, it's the oldest.
Yeah, so I was trying to say it's one of the
shop in the United States.
Yeah.
It's very important to my history. It's very important to everybody's history in the San Fernando Valley.
They have two of them. There was one on Reseda, one on Van Nuys. It's the oldest smoke shop.
The Van Nuys store is the one that matters.
Yes, that's the OG.
That's where Jack Carrera, Captain Ed, and all of them were there.
That's what I was going to get to. Yeah,
that is something so important to the history of marijuana. And as we get deeper and deeper into this, I think we as a community have to really start understanding that this is all historical shit, and the last like 20 years have to be documented properly, and there needs to be truth in everything, from strains to like who started this, who started that. There needs to be some clarification on who actually has rights to things in an honest way. Not you filed the trademark first, not you did some shiesty shit and busted some shit. I don't care about that, because we as a community, we have the power of the dollar here. You don't buy something, they'll listen to you, right? But like, I don't think this community has ever figured out that they have some power against the people providing these things to them. You don't like the price of flour, you don't like the type of flour, you don't like what's going on, don't fucking go there. And enough of you do that, they'll start changing shit. But the thing is, everybody's kind of half-assed with their activism, half-assed with what they want to change things, because just weed. Well, there's so much, right?
Is there still activism going on? I mean, it's basically legal now. People just go to the store and buy it.
Okay,
I remember
I'm talking about legal. You know how many people have been arrested for marijuana, like,
recently?
In this year in California, I'll pull up the data right now. I think it was like 30,000 or plus like cases that actually went on.
For just cannabis
yes,
for possession?
This is the thing, like marijuana's legal, but there's limitations. You can't fucking have a warehouse grow. You know what I mean? There's plant counts. Like, people don't understand that, like, yeah, this all sounds like something you don't need to know. But the day something happens and you do get yourself into a case, the DA will take it. They fucking kick down the door, find out fucking 100 lights. No shit, you're gonna be in an issue. It is what it is, but I think everybody has, this is the thing. It's not an issue if you have a shitload of money, you know how to deal with those situations, which a lot of the legacy growers in San Fernando Valley have gotten really good at. All of us have gotten really good at that. We know how to break the law and then get away with it in court. And that's the reality of it. And I think a lot of them that have been really good at that are the ones that kind of play this game here. I think a lot of people in this industry have had affiliations, not necessarily affiliations, but have situations where they've ran into three-letter agencies. And I feel like the three-letter agencies have a much different route right now with cannabis than ever before. This has become a crazy honeypot for all kinds of other crimes. Financial crimes are being found in the midst of all. This is the thing. Let's be realistic. There's distros all over downtown Los Angeles. LAPD knows this. What do you think they're doing? They're watching you walk out of this place. You don't think they could pull out that thing that will allow them to immediately hear all cell phone conversations, see text messages? People need to start getting smart that technology is so advanced at this point that with any communication you have online or off, it could be recorded. You know what I mean? Could be being listened to. They have those weird things that'll hear something from a mile away. You're not gonna see them anymore. Communication's crazy. But that's still the reality of weed in a lot of other states. I was recently in New Mexico. Texas is still illegal, bro. Still a felony if you get caught with weed in Texas. Go over there and see what the vibe is there. Go to Alabama.
Is it still? I mean, I know they have events in Texas. I know people promote them. I know there's like a Texas triangle.
This is the thing.
There's
always safety if you have money.
Okay.
Okay, so let's be realistic. Who's going to throw these kind of events, and what kind of brands are going out there and doing pop-ups? Ones that aren't afraid to get popped because they have money for lawyers. I mean, is everybody doing it, or who's actually doing that? We see a lot of people that do these pop-ups all over the country. You know what I mean? Like, it starts to me. Look, a lot of people can have perspectives of situations, but we can look at things for what they are. And if you're setting up pop-ups all over the United States in states that aren't legal, and you're consistently breaking the law, and you get away with it, I'm about to believe that you're completely smarter than like everything, or something's going on. You know what I mean? Or you're just being watched. I mean, because as these pop-ups hit every
So
city.
you think that some of these pop-ups are like feds? Like they're just here to like get info and like do some data and
I don't know.
see.
If you're like a state like Alabama or sort of Texas or some shit like that, I'm not like throwing this shit out there, but it's just kind of funny, right? You know what I mean?
How they get away with it, how they're able to like these states that were like felonies.
Is it really get away with it, or are they sitting there watching everybody that's going in there?
I don't know.
Like, it's back in the day in the sessions here in LA, that's exactly what was happening. In Arizona, we experienced that like crazy. My boy Ernie.
They were monitoring?
Dude, my boy Ernie in Arizona. I love you, Ernie. I'm sorry. We gotta have this conversation because I think it's important. With all these sessions, bro, can you turn on the monitor right here?
Oh, come on.
Yeah. These sessions, dude, like, they're not gonna bust the sesh. Like, for what? You know what I mean? But like, to monitor it and see who's going there and who's actually having motion coming in from out of state or everything else. Of course, that's just the reality of things. But I think everyone that sets up a table understands that they're an activist in these states where it's illegal to do what they're doing. You know what I mean? And we did things knowing that it was against the law completely in order to get this through. I was a member of a forum called Overgrow when I was really young. The motto of that was to overgrow the government, to literally plant so much weed and spread this shit as far as possible and grow it as much as possible so that it could not be stopped and it couldn't die. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how things have gone, bro.
Yeah, it used to be like a community, and
We
we
were a
were
real
all
family,
like
dude.
together, and everyone knew everyone. We were all trying to help each other out, and everyone was, you know, it was like a team effort, like legalization. I remember this shit. I came into the community, you know, it was like before Weed Tracker. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know. I was just a kid from the valley smoking weed, and then I learned this whole culture, community behind it, the whole push for legalization, SB 420, Proposition 215, all that shit, and that community's gone, bro. It's not around anymore now.
This is the thing, like, bro, like
Everyone has the best. I'm better than you. Like my event's better than your event. Like it's just
bro. A lot of us have like blood, sweat, and tears in this fucking industry, bro. Like, been around since the beginning. Like, people don't understand like what it's like getting your door kicked in by the fucking feds.
That's what I'm saying. I used to, like when I was bud tending. I know you were running shops too. Like, you know, early in the day, we used to go to classes on what to do when the shop gets raided.
I used to sit in the back room having panic attacks, staring at security cameras nonstop. That was life for years. Was it fun?
Just to provide cannabis to people.
A lot of us did this in the medical shit, bro. We watched a lot of patients die.
Yeah.
Having cancer patients come in consistently and you watch them at the end of their lives, dude. Hey, it's a lot of them. You're their only friend, dog. Like, that's how it was back then. Like, so many. That's why I've been freaking out, like, even thinking about that, bro. I haven't thought about that in a long time. But the patients that were coming in were cancer patients, AIDS patients, or whatever the case may be. Watching them actually get some benefit from the cannabis, having fun, talking to you in the whole nine. And then they're just dead one day, bro. You don't really get like, oh, hey, this fool's dead or anything. This is pre-internet. There was no social media.
Yeah, exactly.
Just that one guy stopped coming.
Yeah, and then you knew someone that knew that. Yeah, we dealt with a lot of terminally ill people that, you know, cannabis was their last resort because they tried everything and nothing was working, and then you had to, you build relationships with these people because they come in daily, weekly, and you learn about them.
I think it still exists inside the shops, bro, but this is something that the bud tenders experience. You know what I mean? It's not like a collective community as it was. We did not share this experience, and there's so many. It's every block now has one. And you know, that's something I saw was pretty crazy when I was in New Mexico, because this is the thing. We're so used to California retail cannabis that we don't really understand how it is in other states. In New Mexico, I saw a bunch of like random stores that just also were dispensaries. A lot of smoke shops had like the thing. So like one of them was like a gift shop, and then one of them was selling Hatch green chilies and had a fucking dispensary, little setup right there on the left.
Yeah,
it's just pretty crazy to watch, bro. Like, you know what's crazy though is that the quality of cannabis, it's. You know what's crazy? There is no state that has the best weed. You know what I mean? Every state has really good growers, and then
who you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's always gonna be like that with weed.
I think California is most notorious for knowing to have the best weed. We're not because we're just the biggest state, but because, you know, we are kind of the epicenter for a lot of trends and for a lot of things that happen in society. And we have really good weed out here. And we are the loudest to announce it. I mean, East Coast put on like the sours and the diesels and shit, but you know, Cali is just known for it. But I've gotten weed from fucking, when I went East Coast, people were bringing me weed from like Rhode Island and Maine and Massachusetts.
Maine's have fire.
They got good weed out there, bro.
Well, the cuts have moved, dude. Well, think about it, we were in the forums back in the day. Like all those grows, they didn't tell you where the fuck they were. Dude, people don't understand
People were scared.
People don't understand how scary it was to grow weed in mass back in the day, bro. If you had like a 20 lighter in some warehouse, bro, you know how much drama that is to your life. Like back in those times, dude, it was.
What year were you? When did you have the shop? Were you bud tending and shit when all this?
Like 2003 is when I was bud tending. 2007 we opened our first store.
So 2003 you were already serving. That's like you were like early, like teenage.
I was working at the greenhouse.
Because you bring up a lot of dispensaries and history of cannabis, like you talk about where the good weed was at.
On this, like
the Yellow House.
Before there was dispensaries, there was not dispensaries in San Fernando Valley at this point. You had Yellow House in Hollywood. You had one in Inglewood, and then you had a couple other that were around there. But that was pretty much it. And then the first one, I used to find dispensaries. You used to go to calnormal.org. They had a text file on there that had the dispensary. This is very early on, like when it was still kind of like underground. That text file would get updated, and I would check it every day because I had nothing better to do, and I loved marijuana at the time. When I checked that thing, I saw it said THC Van Nuys. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, there's one here now. I went to that shop on the bus every day for a month until they finally opened the door And the dude's like,
oh, you didn't know they were open?
They weren't open. They had it. I was checking every day to see.
You took the bus.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
To see if they were open. The 233 on Van Nuys from Van Nuys and Tupper. I would take that one, and I got off it there. Sherman Way, go straight to the shop.
Yeah, second floor. I think, right?
Second floor.
Yeah.
When I remember walking, they finally opened the door, and the dudes opened it. And when they looked at me, they're like, "Bro, you don't know how freaked out you've had us the last like month. You come every fucking day." Because they just didn't understand like why the fuck I was coming.
Yeah, who is this kid?
No, but dude, it was like collecting Jordans at the time, bro. Like if you had the fire weed, bro, you were the fucking man,
yeah.
Dude. That like factors. I think that is it changing now. Like I don't. Because high school kids look at weed different, bro. Because when I was in high school, bro, if you had fucking OG Cush at James Monroe High School in 2003, 2002, 2001, if you had the PK, if you had the Bubba, if it was fire, you were the coolest motherfucker in the fucking land.
Now it's not about weed. Now it's about blinkers and like distillate carts and all that shit.
Dewey had a...
Listen, I've had you on the show, not this show, but I've had you on a couple of my other productions a couple times. You know, we've been on the show before. We got the whole background, the whole history. We know from the Valley, Panorama City. You used to work in a nursery.
Working nursery. My father owns a nursery.
He owns a nursery.
Yeah, I grew up in that motherfucker.
And is that like that's?
Well, bro, my punishment as a child would like to be doing cuttings of fucking trees and shit of ficus. So like
trimming.
Yeah, not bud and everything, but regular plants.
Yeah, ficus trees. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Kind of. That would be punishment.
Oh, bro, that nursery, it's kind of historic, bro. Like, I'll give it to my dad, bro. Like, wow. What? 40 years in operation, bro. Like, there's something to say about businesses that can survive the test of time. And I think a lot of respect has to be paid to businesses that are old, dude. And you have like old owners and everything like that. Dude, it's not easy to run a business, one for one. And to keep it open that long, like, yeah, it's a lot of hard work and dedication. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, shout out that one, man. He got to figure out. But no, to this, right now, bro, it's crazy. Everybody takes their fucking bags from their fucking grows, obviously in Sun Valley and North Hollywood. And they're dumping their dirt at my dad's nursery, and my dad loves it. Because the nursery's looking great right now, because all the dirt that he's putting in there is dirt from grows.
It's all nutrient filled.
Like, yes, exactly.
All healthy.
Yeah, it's hilarious to see,
because they don't reuse.
Yeah, bro. But like back in the day, a lot of like, dude, when you were growing weed, you wanted privacy in your backyard back in the day, right? Like, so a lot of hedges and stuff that were installed in the valley.
Oh, they were.
Yeah,
they were coming.
A lot of them would come and buy stuff. Like,
private.
Well, but at the time, if you knew someone that grew weed, like, dude, they were the coolest motherfucker you knew too. In the San Fernando Valley, like, dude, knowing someone that grew weed, that was the coolest. That was what we all aspired to, bro. There was a business.
I love that.
We had something to aspire to entrepreneurially with something, even if it was illegal. You know what I mean? All of us wanted to grow weed. Nobody that was in the valley at that time did not sit there and really like think it out with their homies, like how we're gonna grow some fucking weed. Wasn't that easy?
Yeah, I remember like, you know, there was like different types in like the late 1900s, early thousands. It was like you had the brickweed, the Mexican shit that you would get with the seeds and the sticks. You would have the Canadian weed, the BC buds that were super dense.
That was all from Vietnamese, like.
And then you would either have like, if you knew someone, you would get that like homegrown.
Do you remember when the beasters would smell like shit on the outside of the bag? Do you know why that was? Because they were bringing them over the Canadian border in manure trucks.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how that weed was getting through. So all the bags smelled like shit. Exactly. Like,
I remember they also bringing them in like the tires, so they would get super dense as well. They would just like fucking compress.
Yeah, I learned later. Like, I remember when the first time I saw a BC pack that had a Cush in it. It was a Bubba Cush that was brought in. And some of my research, you know, a lot of like when people look at Bubba.
Where's Bubba? I miss it.
At a commercial production level today, like I don't even. This is the thing. That cut they call Bubba that gets made into like a lot of those commercial packs and shit like that. What is that?
I don't know.
What is
it's
that?
Like a GG4 bullshit.
Yeah, it's something weird.
I need a pre-98 Bubba, dude, back in the day.
I found someone that has it and has actually been back crossing it.
Is it because Bubba just didn't? Was it like not a percentage producer?
No, do you
or
remember
was it
when it had like the purple like notes on
yes,
the side
dude.
of it, bro? They would break off. Like,
it was like the little. It was like
that?
purple. Like it wasn't a purple bud. It had like this like little purple like fucking shade to it. It was amazing. I missed that shit.
Yeah,
why'd they stop growing it, bro?
I don't think it was a question of stop growing it. I think there's just people want to grow something new. You know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, there isn't. There's not a concrete library system that exists currently that's properly hoarding these genetics in the way that we look at it. You know what I mean? We know what we want like hoarded. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I don't know what's going into those vaults because there is some program that is like taking all the genetics they can and like actually like I guess they're
trying.
Yeah.
There's a website that I look at that shows you lineage of strains, and you just type in a strain and it'll show you what's crossed to make it, and it'll show you all the back crosses. Then you can go to like an actual map and it'll show you like the diagram of how that strain became about.
But when they say that's that strain that came about, what are they saying there? That the person that presented this product without any verification from any type of like third party whatsoever is telling me that this is this, and then that's being put into a genetic line sequence. Like, how does that make any sense? Like, we don't know what any of this weed is, dude. That's just the reality of it. Because when you get down to the source strains of most of these genetics, we talk about like the original purple cut. If we're talking about like that Todd McCormick's indica. With the purest.
What's up with Todd? Why are you giving him so?
I love Todd.
What's up?
Todd's a very important.
He has me blocked on all like social media things. I don't even know why.
Do you really want to get into that right now? I don't think you want to. Like, be honest with you.
Do you know why he has me blocked?
I don't want to get into that, to be honest with you.
Why not?
Because it involves other people that we don't want.
Oh, so it's because I know someone that he has me blocked, or I associate with someone that.
Let's talk about that.
I just don't know why. I don't really know
You have to talk to Todd about that, bro. Like, I don't even want to. Like,
I don't really know the man. I just don't know why he has me blocked. Because you tagged.
Well, put it this way, Todd McCormick, like, bro.
And I'm on like my 26 Instagram account.
He went through legal like situations that were like crazy as hell. I think Woody Harrelson like came in and like paid off his lawyer to get him off one time. He was growing in a huge house in Bel Air. Somehow he got popped. But these are some of the earliest medical marijuana cases that happened here in Los Angeles. Some of the earliest raids happened here in Los Angeles during dispensaries.
I know. I used to fucking be fearful. Any day the DA can come in and kick in the door. I know people that have been a part of it. I know shops that I work at that got doors kicked in. This was a time when the shit was still, the DA was still trying to swing their dick in.
They still are, bro, but they're doing it to shops that are illegal. Like, you know what I mean? And a lot
illegal.
You know what's funny? I was messing around with some girl that was working she was a bud tender at like one of these illegal shops, and like she was getting raided constantly and ending up getting locked up, getting charged with like, I don't forget what the charges were, but the DA like dropped it at the end. But a lot of these illegal shops are kind of living the life that we did back in the day still, right? Like they get their water shut down, their water, like their electricity everything else. It's like, it's just crazy. It just goes to show, bro, that we have advanced to a point where like the law enforcement doesn't give a fuck at that level to allow it to continue, which is great to see, because it shouldn't be a high priority thing whatsoever. The only reason that those illegal shops become a high priority is because the reality is that there is licensed shops in areas, and if I was a licensed shop, I wouldn't want an unlicensed shop down the street from me. And
I feel it.
Yeah, I feel it. But then we look in Los Angeles in totality. Imagine you had a taco shop, and then you had some dude set up a little taco stand around the corner of your thing. You know what I mean? So then like we have to start thinking about like, it's just weird how it all goes, bro, because you can't just let it happen, right? Like, but it is being allowed to happen. So then we can't have solid business structure, and it just creates problems for everything.
I don't know what that has to do with me being blocked, but I get it.
I'm trying to get a segue out of that. Okay, you really want to?
No, it's fine. It's fine. If
you really want to get into it?
No, if you don't want to say it, I don't want you to say anything you don't want to say.
If I was Jason and Dina, you really want to get into that? It's up to you. This is a reality of it. Like, this is all public information. It's not me to get into whatsoever. Shout out Jason Beck, High at 9 News. Tune in that.
Shout out. Yeah.
That's my family right there, bro. That was the person that taught me everything about like the structure of dispensaries and how to operate one, and really weed in general at a high level, bro. Like, I would go to Oz every day and kick it in there with Quincy and Mike and everybody else. They had just came.
The hallway of happiness.
Yeah, bro. This is like no. It was just I'm talking. It was just an open thing with like a little side room at the point, bro.
The same one that was on Santa Monica.
Like, yeah, bro.
Okay.
I was there I was there day one of their opening there.
You were everywhere day one.
This is the reality of it, bro. Like the city of West Hollywood invited dispensary operators from Oakland to come open. Like literally invited them.
We had the Jason story.
Yeah, when they came out here and did that like that, bro, like it's pretty crazy because you have like the highest end of like NorCal cannabis just immediately gets transplanted into like West Hollywood, like out of nowhere, like boom. What happened?
Nothing. I'm listening to you.
Oh yeah.
I'm listening to you. Don't worry about the chat. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
we'll get to that later.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm right here with you. I'm right here with you, dude. I'm right here with you.
I like to monitor shit, bro, to be honest with you, because like, you know, a lot of people get real personal about certain things, bro. Like they don't like the reality that the internet is forever. And anything you put on the internet is gonna be there forever.
Unless you get deleted.
It doesn't matter how good you are at deleting shit, whatever. If you upload something online, bro, expect it to exist everywhere. And when someone finds it, it's no one's fault. And that can apply to a million things. But no, I think Todd has you blocked, bro, because probably has some beef with fucking Dina from some shit back in the day, and you're good friends with Dina, and so am I. I love Dina very much.
Listen,
you're one of my good friends. I love you very much.
I'm on my 26th Instagram account, and like my current
that's crazy. He's still blocking you.
That's
what did you do?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Tom McCormick, we want to know why you are angry at Adam Hill.
Please let me know, dude. Please. When did you like find the love for OG? Because you always talk about it. You always post about it. You mention stories about where to find it in the valley.
Bro,
where's
the
like
OG Cush story?
Because you're 818 Valley kid like me.
Here's the thing, bro.
Panorama City, let's go.
I was here, bro. Like I was there. I'm who you sold it to. I'm the guy that was buying the $30.
You bought weed from me?
Back in I used to buy $30 grams from people, bro. Like it was like, dude.
You said yeah.
It was such a close.
Trying to remember.
We had to, dude. Yes. Dude, the San Fernando Valley Kush scene. If we really look at it for what it was in comparison to what other cities were dealing with in terms of weed at the time, dude, that shit was as strong or stronger than anything that's on the market now. The weed that we were smoking, like at that age, was like extremely strong. So that's what
I think weed back then was better than it is today.
Yeah, that's why I always trip out when they say that, like the teach. But this is the thing too.
Percentage is bullshit. I don't want to talk about percentage. You even said it before the show when we were shopping at Apothecary.
It's like, there's something to say about all the other cannabinoids that exist inside of this beautiful thing called marijuana, right? Especially during these times where we're talking about rescheduling and everything like that. And I think people need to understand what that means. And like, this is just from my perspective. This is like the part of that I'm not gonna get too into it, but like what I worry about with rescheduling. With rescheduling, you're gonna create a huge market for like very specific cannabinoid-based products that are going to be put into the market, and they're going to want a certain market share, obviously, like everything does when it gets into it. It's going to defend its position and everything like that.
And when you say reschedule, what schedule are we talking?
It's going to Schedule 3.
And that means is that got to be FDA approved?
Well, this is the thing.
Is that what it is?
They supposedly say that the state operators, so people in the state, each state will still be allowed, and they won't get any enforcement against them. But I think it would create a situation where most of their things would need to be like re-permitted and everything else. And once it becomes an FDA-approved product,
then you're fucked because you have to change your whole
people
grow.
Don't get it. Like right now, since it's not
your kitchen.
Since it's not an FDA-approved product right now, you could have a shitload of different products and it doesn't matter because it's just not being regulated like that, like with CBD and kratom and everything else that exists. Where it's like, oh, here it just, it's not really getting enforcement like that. Once it's like that, then yeah, you're gonna see enforcement there, and then you start getting into consumer protection laws and all these things like that. That, you know what I mean? It's gonna create like a weird system where I think the plant is the target, and then most of the products out there are gonna be synthetic cannabinoid based, which essentially is spice. You know what I mean?
Marinols. I remember Marinols, which was like the.
Remember when they used to give you a Marinol prescription at that one doctor?
They were
I don't think
orange
gave me
pills.
one.
Yeah, they were whack
I don't think gave me one.
I have a question that I want to bring up because I've had you on a couple of my shows before, and you said something a couple of years ago. I had you on a couple of years ago, and you were talking about how China was supplying drugs to the States. And you said this years ago. I don't think anyone was talking about this here. And now it's like one of the headlines, and now that's like a voting year. People are bringing up all this shit.
I wish we didn't have to have this conversation. You know what I mean? That's the reality right now is, bro, we exist in a time where when me and you were growing up, bro, like you were a teenager, you could fuck around with drugs. We could do some coke, we could do all kinds of stupid shit, right? Like do some ecstasy, the whole 9 yards. All of us were doing it and it was all good.
I did.
You would very rarely hear about anyone really overdosing unless they were fucking like taking shitloads of pills, doing all kinds of crazy shit.
Going overboard, like excessive
now,
as fuck.
Bro, teenagers are gonna fuck around and do drugs. It's what they fucking do. If you forgot that you were a teenager one day, you're ignorant, and at one point you were just some impressionable kid that wanted to fit in, or whatever the case may be. Kids these days, bro, doing one line, fucking dying. Taking one pill, dying. Taking one hit of something and dying, bro. And people don't get it. It's happening It's happening every day. And it's happening more and more. And I think the medical system has become numb to it because I have overdosed before on fentanyl. I was declared dead.
Was this?
That was like 2 years ago now?
I mean, you did have me worried one time because, you know, I have known you for a long time. And, you know, there was this one time where I think I showed up at your house, like not even I just wanted to come and check on you
this
because.
Is reality, bro. I think people don't get it. People get sick. Some of us have family like mental health issues, bro. Like in my family, like my grandmother, my great grandmother, and my mother ended up in psychiatric hospitals, like constantly. I grew up hearing my mom tell me she wanted to kill herself. Like, suicide was something that was like like as a conversation and a thought was something that was always just like there, like, and it's just like when sometimes things just crash, bro, and you don't understand it. You look in the mirror and you don't recognize that person. Your actions, you look back on them like, what the fuck did I just do? What the hell? Like, you get addicted to drugs. It's not something to be ashamed of. I think people need to realize. It's really not. This is
to be ashamed of being addicted.
Getting yourself into like, dude, the shit happens in life. So people die. People die over and over and over again in your life in rapid fire. I lost like good 8 close friends in like a year fucking time, bro. Lost my mother. When that happened, everything kind of like spiraled, bro. And then like, and then a lot of people don't get it. Like when you have kids, dude, like, it really tests your mental resolve in a lot of situations. And if you have a partner that's not necessarily like still playing along with what's going on, you know what I mean, like you don't agree with everything, like you can get yourself into like a spiral, bro. And then God knows what happens at that point. If you have a history of like mental health issues and you start abusing certain drugs, a lot of people don't realize that like certain drugs can trigger your mental health issues. So if you have a schizophrenic possibility in your family lineage and you're over there sniffing ketamine or some shit like that, you could trigger your mental health issue. People don't go to the hospital, they don't get therapy, they don't get help, and then everybody just thinks they're fucking crazy. I encountered that when I got off all the drugs, I felt crazy. I really did. Like,
people don't take men's mental health like too serious.
Oh, bro, yeah, like they don't. You're not supposed to like be honest about how you feel.
Supposed to be strong.
I just stopped giving a shit about what people thought of me or like looked at it. I got tired of like living up to people's expectations of me. Dude, I was worth a couple $1 million, bro. Like a couple bad financial decisions. I fucked myself over. I mean, lost my house. I sold the house and fucked over that money.
That house was epic. Look, I appreciate you, Adolfo. I love you, dog. I'm glad you're here with us. Like, I know there's a lot going on. That house, it was an epic house, dude. I got to see so many legends that were there that are now, you know, like in my life, because like McConan used to be chilling there, and I love McConan. Like, I bump his music on my streams.
I love McConan too.
He used to chill there, dude. You know, you introduced me to like Pump and Perp, and they were on one of my shows before. Like, you had like these.
Remember that day,
bro? Listen. we've had moments. We've had moments, Adolfo. Like, we've done a lot of shit. It's been many years. That house was epic. You had pigs, you had chickens, you had motherfuckers just chilling there.
You know what burned down at the end of it, right?
The house burned down?
Yeah, I had a friend. He was a fucking tweaker, and he thought he was fucking. He literally told me that he was Jesus Christ's recreation. And I looked at him and I went, bro. I'm like, if you don't leave, cause he kept on like setting up things in the backyard, like all crazy. I gave him some work to help me at the house when I was moving out.
Right.
And it was all good. And then he started like staying in the back house. I'm like, bro, like we're moving out of the house. You gotta leave. Wouldn't leave. Called the cops on him a couple of times. I had to. I told him, bro, I'm like, bro, I can't do this. I'm about to sell the house.
Right.
Kept on doing it. The last day, right before I closed escrow, like right before, boom, get a phone call from a neighbor. Did you know that all the fire departments, yeah, fucking house burned down. I got investigated for fucking arson and shit like that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
They thought it was you?
Oh, brutal, yeah.
That's fucked up.
Well, it looked like it, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, with the thing that happened, but there was some crazy shit going on in that house, dude. And like, I know you used to do EDM DJ, and I know, like when I first met you, like officially, not like the weed shit, which probably was before it, and I don't remember it.
You know, that's like
but you were with Riff Raff touring the world.
Like, not to go back to the other stuff, bro, but like, I guess I have to.
No,
like,
we're gonna make. I want to go everywhere.
I have to finish. I have to finish that conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just. The reason I'm so open about that kind of shit, bro, is that I know a lot of friends that died because they didn't talk. If I would have talked and actually told people what I was going through properly, I probably wouldn't have got as sick as I did. But because I had to be a strong ass and I had to be the leader of the whole situation, bro, like, people don't get it. I had like 30 people on payroll sometimes, dude. Like, when I was in Arizona, I literally, when I first came up on money, bro, the first fucking thing I did, I remember I left my friend Logix Ali's house. My life was fucked. I was 21 years old. I had nothing, bro. Like, the fucking dispensaries had gotten raided. My partner had fucked me over. Everything was gone, and I'm just there. I was like, fuck.
You're 21.
And bro, I had sandals, and I had a laptop, and I had a little briefcase, and 2 pairs of shorts, and 2 shirts. I took that shit, I got on a bus to Phoenix, and I moved in with the Mormon family. And I'm like running from the situation in LA. Now I'm living with this Mormon family. Shout out BC, I appreciate you. They took me in, and I sobered up from everything I've been doing because I was in a rut at that age. I started operating a call center, and I came up with marketing methods that kind of revolutionized certain industries. Sometimes I think a lot of us have like imposter syndrome, bro. Like where you talk about things that you've done that you're no longer doing anymore, and it's like you almost don't believe it. You know what I mean? Like it's a sickness, and I've always kind of had. No matter what I've done, when I was like producing music for huge artists, when I was doing all these other things, like
Grammy nominated,
bro. But you don't like internalize, dude. I was DJing for like 30,000-40,000 people sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I toured the world, dude.
Bro,
like,
I've been doing events that
I'll
you
be honest with
DJed.
you, bro. And in my head, to this
Killing it.
to this day, that doesn't exist. Like, because if it's not happening, and it's just not.
It's not happening now.
The life of an artist is crazy, bro, because you have this thing that if you don't have this tick that tells you that you have to keep going, you're gonna fall the fuck off. It's not fun. It's not cool. To professionalize in business relationship your creative element of what you really love to do, you are gonna fuck it up for yourself. Because I loved DJing. I loved music. It was everything to me. I moved all my friends. Literally, it was like fucking 7 of them. I moved them from LA to Phoenix, lived with me, paid them a weekly paycheck, took care of all of them, paid every single fucking thing just to make music. I'm like fucking taking everything I'm making over here and doing it over there, and it's funny, like to this day now, like no disrespect to them, but like none of them talk to me, and that's okay. You know what I mean?
like Fat Nick, Pooya, I love Smoke
Nick.
Purp,
I love
Lil
all of
Pump.
them.
I mean, and like people still listen, and like R.I.P. You know, everyone loved Lil Peep. Like,
yeah, bro, one of the defining artists of our generation.
And he was just like, you were just chilling. He was like chilling with you, like staying at your crib in L.A. I remember I'd come over just randomly, we would just fucking smoke weed.
Well, this is the thing, bro.
Who the
like,
fuck are all these kids?
Well, but you gotta understand, like, I was a runaway kid in Hollywood, like, when I was fucking a child. I was 14 years old, running an all-ages nightclub in Hollywood.
You had
like,
a fake ID?
No, I mean, bro, no, this was an all-ages nightclub. I worked at the Arena Cafe.
Okay.
I was doing promotions and creative direction for all-ages night. I worked with DJ Irene and all kinds of other, like, hard house legends out in West Hollywood. I grew up into that world. And it was a crazy world, bro. Like, the things I was exposed to at a young age were unrealistic to...
Ever wish you could get more of the Getting High With show even earlier? Well, now you can. Join our Patreon family and unlock access to exclusive content, including behind-the-scenes footage, conversations, and episodes dropping a week, even a month earlier. But that's not all. we're spicing things up for our Patreon members with a monthly giveaway. You already know those giveaways are gonna be lit. You heard it. Every month, one lucky subscriber gets a chance to win some fantastic cannabis goodies and accessories. That's right. From premium strains to exclusive merchandise, our monthly giveaways and our way of saying thank you for being a vital part of the Getting High With Show family. So not only do you get early access to mind-blowing content, you also stand a chance to win some incredible prizes. Head over to patreon.com/The Getting High With Show and become a member today. And as a thank you, we'll throw your name on the credit list at the end of the show for your support. Now let's make this journey even more unforgettable together. Back to the good times on the Getting High With Show, and I'll see you in Patreon. Step into one of the longest running cannabis dispensaries in Southern California, Apothecary 420. It's not just a dispensary, it's a lifestyle. Affordable cannabis, budget buds, and top shelf strains. Knowledgeable bud tenders to ensure you find the perfect match for whatever you're looking for. Elevate your cannabis journey at Apothecary 420. Visit their Sherman Oaks location and discover a higher standard in quality and service. Now back to the good vibes on the Getting High With Show. Enhance your high with Apothecary 420. Where they will have what you need.
I mean, this is before the internet, so you're not exposed to this shit.
I remember when, dude, that place got raided.
The all ages?
Yeah, the all ages, like the Arena Cafe got raided. When that place got raided by the DA, it was an operation against like raves because they were targeting all ages venues or any type of venue that wasn't selling alcohol but was selling Red Bull and like glow sticks. So if the club sold glow sticks and Red Bull, they were trying to do the crack house statute law on them.
They were just classifying.
Well, during these days, bro, ecstasy use was crazy back then because everybody did it.
I was in cuddle puddles.
It was. Think about this. Like the same people that were in those cuddle puddles are the same people. Oh Jesus Christ. The same people that were in those cuddle puddles are still. Those are the same people talking shit about kids doing drugs now.
I mean, it's different though. Like you mentioned earlier, though, drugs today.
You know what's crazy to me, bro, is that I think
like you can
people
take an ecstasy pill.
People have gotten like real cold and mean with shit now, and I get it. You're tired of like all this shit, all the homeless drug addicts you see everywhere. Because the reality is, all those tents are all just fentanyl fucking dealers. That's the reality of those tents. Those tents are all just fentanyl dealers because they can't be charged with the crime. Let's say this: if you're selling fentanyl in one of those tents and they drop their fentanyl when the cops come, it's on a public street. They can't get them like nothing like that.
So crazy.
So like that's what's going on downtown. That's all that is.
I thought it
and
was?
bro, the LAPD knows this shit. They don't do nothing. Go look at Figueroa.
Dude,
like they
crazy
know
now.
all those hookers are on the shit. They don't stop it. Why is the city of Los Angeles allowing those things to happen? And they have the nerve to fucking have any money to fuck with like weed shit in any way, shape, or form. It's like, get your fucking head of your ass, dude. Like the DA's not taking a lot of fucking things right now, and I think that's creating like mayhem in this fucking city.
I have a theory. I mean, not to sidetrack or anything, but since the homelessness is on the rise and everything going on with like aliens and other creatures, I feel like all these homeless encampments, these ones that are rising, they're just other species that are just getting ready to come into our country and do what they do, but they're just blending in with like the homelessness because you remember like Men in Black or these movies where like the aliens take on human bodies and they just look like they're all fucked up. They're not really human, but they're human. So I feel like, I mean, I don't know if you're into theories and like aliens and
all that shit. It's cool.
This is like one of the theories is that they're all like they're just coming in, but they're just blending in with the homelessness. That's why there's so many of them coming out of nowhere.
No, I think people have gone like fucking. They're addicted to fucking drugs and they're just lazy and probably just fucking sitting there and they're fucking that's what's going on.
You believe in aliens?
Huh? Me?
Other species, creatures, zombies, werewolves.
I believe we're aliens.
We're all aliens.
That's what I feel like.
For sure.
Imagine how animals look at us. Like, what the fuck are these things? Like they're fucking caging us, eating us, fucking stepping on us, fucking up our land, doing all kinds of crazy shit, watching us fight each other and kill each other. Like imagine like all the animals just chilling in Gaza and all those areas, right? Like you know what I mean? Like poor animals. That's all we're worrying about. Like it just dude, the world. I think people have gone cold, bro. Like just in totality. So now like when people see people down and out, this is what I trip out, and it's something I would really like to say. Thank God I remember this. One day I was walking through downtown and I just looked at all the people that were essentially dead on the floor, right? Like everywhere. Do you remember back in the day, bro, if somebody fell and was on the ground looking dead on Ventura Boulevard, what would happen?
People
like
would run and
cars
help.
stopping.
Yeah.
Now what? No, bro. we are numb as a society to like people down and out. And,
Sad.
and I get it, bro. Like fuck them. Like I get it, and I totally respect that opinion, and I get it. You get tired of shit, it's not your responsibility. But dude, the thing is like these drugs and these addictions were set up into these communities. You know what I mean? Like it's just the reality of it.
Do you
like,
think most of it
like
is
these families
drugs?
that made all these Oxycontin and shit like that? Like they created these addictions out here, and they made billions of dollars. And yeah, what? Like they're just chilling. They took like a fine, no fucking time, and the whole night.
Do you think a lot of it is drugs, or do you think it's like financial hardships? Because there's a lot of people. It's hard to live in LA right now.
I think financial hardship leads to drugs. You know what I mean? That's the reality of it. The level of stress and everything else that comes into that. Yeah, like, people want to escape, bro. That's what drugs are popular. You know what I mean? That's why they'll always be popular. Why? Because this world is fucking. People need some time just to like not think. And some people have the kind of mind where they need to do a fucking line of coke and not think. And some people have a kind of mind where they need to do all kinds of other drugs not to think. Whatever is gonna get them out of that headspace is what they're after. I remember back in the day, that used to be a word that was used a lot. Like, oh, I got a head change. Like they when they would smoke a blunt or some shit like that. Like, oh, hold up, I need to get to the point where I have a head change. I haven't heard that word in a while.
Yeah, let me get right. I say
let me get right.
Let me adjust my attitude. Let me adjust my attitude. I have a question. If a portal just appeared, the portal just showed up, would you enter it?
What do you mean?
Like, you know what a portal?
Where we're going?
It's a portal. You don't know.
I ain't doing that shit. I don't even like, dude. I don't like the ocean. I like lakes. I mean, I don't like the mystery of the deep, bro. I don't like.
Ocean scares me too,
dude. That's space right there.
That's what I feel. Have you seen Ocean Wonder under a microscope?
Did you see that one video with that like crab looking fucking thing that like supposedly like it was just like hovering like this and then it like supposedly like dived in the water and then popped out later? Like really. There's all these video releases happening. You know?
What's crazy is we know more about space than we know about the ocean and the water that is on this planet. Like not whatever's out there, but on this planet we only know like 2% of the ocean. And have you seen octopus, bro? They're not from this planet.
Oh, they're smart, dude. They're smart.
They're not from this planet.
They're good too. They're hard to cook. They're real hard.
I don't want to eat them because they're aliens, bro. They're about to come.
They'll eat you.
They're about to attack us.
I bet you they'll eat your ass.
Their base is in the ocean.
I bet you any money they will eat.
They will, but I'm not eating them.
Given the opportunity,
they're gonna eat everyone who's eating them first. All you fucking sushi eaters.
He wants to eat me.
Hell no, dude. They can save me. Be like, oh, he's a good one. He didn't eat us, dude. They're smart, dog. They know what the fuck's going on. They can live on water. They can change color. They can change shape. They have like 9 hearts and 8 brains. They're crazy, bro.
Yeah, like dude, like
they can fit in anything.
You know what it is, bro? Like, I guess with space and all that kind of things, like it takes people's minds to like. This is the thing too. Like, I'm the kind of person that I like to understand the science I'm being told. And if you've ever like looked into any like space stuff like that, with the theories and like the mathematical equations that lead to certain perspectives of like space, time, and all the way this goes, like it gets like trippy to the point where I'm just not. I guess I'm not read well enough to understand what the fuck's going on in those papers. I've always looked into like college research papers, like on .edu websites, PDF files specifically. Like I would look at Google and specific search parameters to get those for every subject. And when I would look up space or anything like that, dude, shit would get way too complicated and I just couldn't understand. So I really want, like, dude, think of the biggest space theorists. We got like Stephen Hawking, fucking dude over there, fucking having orgies over there at Epstein Island and shit like that.
Oh my god,
those memes were amazing.
What's up with that?
You know goddamn well that was just like some type of weird like prostitution ring and human trafficking ring, and like and these dudes are all playing along. You know what it is? A lot of the people that were on there are like leftist people, like really like high level like educators and shit like that, like Stephen Hawking. I think it played into, I don't know, it's just weird. That whole situation is really weird. Like, I don't know. And
high into the left.
Well, that's the thing. When people,
sounds like my golf swing.
When people like that are the ones that are making these theories and everything like that, it's just, I don't know. It's just like when it gets that complicated, you can essentially say whatever the fuck you want. Like, I don't know. Just like, I don't understand most of it. Like, how the fuck does that fucking rocket even get up there?
I don't understand it either.
What do they say that the International Space Station is like moving 1,000 miles per hour and then they somehow like match up this? It's just like,
you're in orbit.
Well, then it comes in. It's so unbelievable to me that you start believing things that like it's all bullshit. You know what I mean?
I think we're in a snow globe type of environment where it's like kind of a top. It's like a, but it's not really like we're out here, but we do have, and it's like we don't know what's under at that ocean. That's where everything is, and you know that's how I feel. We're kind of like, it's not like a globe, but it's more like a bowl. We're not like flat. like a plate or more like a bowl.
What are you smoking? Because to have this conversation, you must be high as hell.
I just watch a lot and
That
look into
must be
shit.
good. Like, what is it?
I just
What's in that blunt right now,
smoke
dude?
OGs. You know me. I be smoking OGs. I be smoking good weed.
This
bro.
is the thing, bro. Like, I feel like OG Kush gets
I
you
smoke-
a different type of high.
I
bro.
smoke. I love hazes.
You know, bro. Like, if you start looking into the history of like OG Kush, and like, I understand there's the. Listen, I'm not. Look, Josh D, everybody else. Yes, bro. You made that. You got that. That's your cut. Whatever. But if you look into the storylines of these strains, it always you get to a point of the story where they're gifted something, or they're given something by somebody, right? And it goes from there. We don't know if that dude's a bullshitter. I'll tell you this much, bro. I've given people a lot of cuts over 20 plus years of being in this industry. I've given people a lot of genetics. And I'll be honest with you, bro. I've bullshitted my ass off on a lot of them guys. A lot of those cuts that you got, that was not that. I just needed to sell those cuts right there, bro. I'm sorry. I was broke. I needed the money. And like, yeah. So I just had to give it to you. Yeah, that wasn't the OG cut, dog. That was just a random one I got from my homie. I know I charged you $5,000. My bad. I'm sorry.
Chill. Yeah, I remember that shit because I was
remember that $10,000 cut?
Yeah, I was working for Cali Connection for a little bit with Swerve, doing C's and clones for a little bit.
Shout out my boy Swerve.
Yeah, like 2000.
Did Swerve ever tell you the story about how we met?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, dude, this is actually a good one. Okay, me and Swerve were both on. This was on. It was on Weed Track. No, was it Weed Track? Yeah, it was Weed Track. No, this was Weed Tracker argument.
Okay.
Well, me and him got into it about like fucking OGs, and this is when he brought up the Chem Dog as like the source strain of it or whatever the case may be. I got him to bring a 1/4 pound of it to the dispensary at a time when no one ever really pierced the veil of a screening. Now it's like so normal, bro. You meet somebody online, you see him a week later, and like, oh, hey, it's the guy from the screen name. Back in the day, dude, you did not expose yourself.
You didn't
bro.
want to know who you. Yeah, you didn't want anyone to know who you were.
No, bro. Like the feds were taking over websites. That's how much time they had on their fucking hands.
I didn't give a
to
fuck.
take a website down.
Yeah.
Like, really, motherfucker? That's what you needed to do. Like, Jesus
They were
Christ.
mad.
But no, he brought that QP. We met there, and it was cool, bro. Like, he went to Alameda. And that's like I'm a Catholic school kid from the San Fernando Valley. Like,
you guys bonded over God.
When he realized that the schools that I went to, he knew that I knew too much. Like, so like he was just like, and I knew who he was when he walked out. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this is the guy with it. Like, dude, like online back in the day on the forums, you become best friends with a random person, dude. Like,
you got no idea what
for
they look like, who
years,
they
and then
are.
like years, and then when you finally meet them, it's like I've really been talking to this fool.
Yeah.
But it's
like
cool.
the AOL days.
But that was a family, dude. Like back in the day with those cuts, dude, because they would send them to each other, bro.
Yeah.
Like
it was a community.
It was really
You wanted to
looked
help each
down
other out.
upon. It was really looked down to sell them.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It really was.
And
like,
some people were also gatekeeping and didn't want to share
that's
anything.
what I trip out on right now. When we look at all these nurseries and genetic lines and seed lines, it's just, bro, like you make these seeds, you make these cuts, or case may be, but like I think there's a situation that happened with Capulator when the Mac strain got to a couple of the nurseries, and suddenly fucking like 800 growers in California were growing the same cuts that he had. Like, it's like, oh shit, it's just, I guess they don't this is the thing, I think people don't realize like how much growing and genetic like shit is happening like across the country. Like there's a lot of home genetic breeders, like with Masonic smokers specifically, bro. Like a lot of people don't realize this, what's the beauty of what Mace is doing. I'm not trying to kiss his ass. I know a lot of people
Masonic.
I know a lot of people have,
I've had him on the show.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have perspective of him in the
Compton
case.
Genetics.
Yeah, bro, but like I think the beauty of him,
Landrace.
this is how I look at him. He's one of the dudes that was just smoking and loving fucking weed, and then they fucking started growing weed and they start crossing shit and they get bag seeds and they make it from there because all we wanted was more of the fucking weed and we didn't have enough money to buy it, right? So you got to figure out a way to grow it. And I think a lot of people like now, like people need to fall in love with the home grow again, bro. Like they really do, or we're gonna lose a lot of this soul, this culture.
I think you could tell who really puts their heart and like who's really passionate about the flowers they put on the market. I think it's a lot of people that actually transition from the traditional side to the compliant side that tries to keep true to what people look for. Because a lot of people are just putting mids and mylars.
On this, bro. Like there's kids that are growing up, their entire lives weed's been legal. Then they're going to college to learn how to grow weed and getting a degree in
That's
that.
so crazy
and then
to
they're
me.
applying for a job off Indeed to grow weed. And now they're growing weed. And that's where, and they're getting into a situation where they're not really being trained. They're handed like an SOP and they just have to follow it. And they don't
have the culture behind it. It's just work. It's a new industry.
And a lot
to
of the
them.
growers, a lot of these places now deliberately are not telling them what nudes. Like, oh, just put this bottle, or case may be.
It's just an industry. It's not like that. They don't have this.
Like that. Yes, and I think it would be beautiful for. Well, traditionally, dispensary owners have always fought patients' grow rights. We spent a lot of time fighting this in courts all over the country. But traditionally, of course, you understand it's a business at that point, and you growing your own weed takes money from them, and like that's just how it goes. And you know what I mean? And it's the reality of it. But I think people could. Well, there's such a beauty in growing your own marijuana and trading it with your friends, bro.
Yeah.
That was.
I missed that,
dude.
Because that used to be like weed events. Remember weed events back in the day? Like, I mean, you DJ'd a couple of them with me that I hosted.
Even previous to this, I'm talking about like in high school. Like,
yeah, but I'm talking about like when we used to do weed events. It used to be about like the culture, people in the community. People were showing each other's flavors. Like, look what I got. Look at this. Now they're just like swap meets.
You know, the signal of the end of that community in that time, in my opinion, was when you started seeing like corporate style branding happening at the booths, when it was just like a booth and people were placing shit out in a way that they could grab it if they had to. That's when shit was like that. I think the second you saw the themed booths, like when they spent the $600 on the fucking thing, yeah, that's when it all went to shit.
They were pushing mids and mylars.
Oh, dude, this is when they were pushing mids just in the open with a cool little background.
just a brand name.
Or no, it was like back in the day. Like if you would look at a menu, they wouldn't show you the weed in some of the dispensaries and
I was talking about weed events though. Dispensaries were all deli style jars, chopsticks. Like you put them in the plastic little medical containers, the little gram jars at 3.5s, the drums.
You know what's crazy was the amount of innovation we had to do as an industry early on, because there was nothing made specific for us. You know what I mean? Like there really wasn't. And now like everything has a specification to marijuana. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy to see like everything. Even in New Mexico, there's a hotel that's a marijuana specific hotel. A couple other states have this.
Arizona does too.
Yeah, bro. Like it's just like, I don't know. It's nice to see, but at a certain point, I think people are like, weed's cool, but like, should it be the overall thematic adventure of your vacation? I don't. At this point,
some people it is though. To us, we grew up with this, so it's different. Other people, it's a novelty.
I have a friend that actually
we have so much access.
I have a friend in Santa Barbara that actually has a permit for consumption and cultivation and processing in the same facility in order to create like a bed and breakfast style. Like you come in, fucking
blunts and breakfast,
harvest the fucking weed, put it in the freeze dryer,
you see the process,
wash it yourself, like you know what I mean? Like it really like hold their hand like type like serving.
That's awesome.
Well, today I was speaking to somebody on Instagram whose family is from Afghanistan, and this dude is actually related to like traditional hash makers. Like historically, their family does that. Like it's all dry sifting and certain like things. But this dude knows it, and I'm like, I told him, I'm like, bro, I've tried some of that hash kind of shit before. It's really not for me. It gets you high as hell, but like it's just not the type of high I'm really looking for. It's really like heavy indica dominant, like high. But I was thinking about it. I was like, if I could go somewhere and watch somebody like use like hash techniques from those times, that would be cool as hell, right? Like,
see, I do feel like you're saying, like back in the day, you like the traditional process. I feel like cannabis back then, like 10 years, 15 years ago, was a lot better than it is today, because it was more like craft cultivated. You had private rooms. If you knew, and you wanted to grow the best thing possible.
You ever grown vegetables?
The weed sold itself. It wasn't packaging. It wasn't bags. It wasn't like it wasn't like how much clout you have on Instagram. It was the Ziploc. It doesn't matter what was on the bag. It was in the bag, and like that's not around anymore. And I think it's slowly coming back. People are starting to appreciate good weed because we've just been fed so much fucking corporate bullshit.
You know how many people, like, I think the barrier of entry into marijuana, like at this point, like in terms of like what your initial introduction to weed is nowadays, like it's kind of crazy. Like a lot of people that would have been like really happy stoners for a long time took a fat dab the first time they smoked and never did it again.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Because they didn't know.
I've seen a lot of people
hot dabs.
Remember when people would seize up?
I remember people used to pass
who was
out.
that rapper that would die when they said the pound?
Was it Roscoe?
I forgot who it was.
He like took that red hot dab and passed out. I think it was Roscoe.
Like, instantly, bro. Like, he really did. Like,
well, that comes with education too. Now we're getting more educated with cannabis and the process and temperatures.
Are they?
Yeah, we are.
Have you been to another state and seen these dispensaries, bro?
Yeah,
like, dude, no. You gotta understand. Every other state, dude, like, you know what people sell to? They don't sell to, like, what's fair, what's the time. They sell to who comes to. And there's some shops in LA that I've been to that are really good that, like, you know, I almost don't trust shops that have, like, hundreds of selections. Like, I like to go into a place to probably see like 5 brands in there, so like I feel like there's some type of quality control. Like here in Apothecary we were into earlier, like I like the way they have it set up, because specifically like you could tell there's a creation process happening there. Nothing that I opened the jar was trash. Everything was at least fucking good, you know what I mean, at to its level of price.
I mean the budget, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like I actually like that swag concept there. That's pretty cool, bro. Like I hadn't seen a branding focused on like there's Mylar bags trying to sell the high
end, yeah.
Like this is like a packaging to sell the low. Like props to the
marketing
guy.
Called swag, and it's just like
props to the marketing guy there, bro. That's one of the beauties.
$30 an ounce.
No, that's one of the beauties I've seen now. Like there's a lot of creative minds, and there's a lot of intelligent minds that are involved in the media, the marketing things. Like one of the more intelligent dudes, John. You know what I mean? Like this dude from High Times. Like I don't know how to pronounce your last name.
Capetta.
Okay. Yeah.
He was on here too.
Yeah, bro. Like very intelligent man. I'll give it to me and him. Have had very long conversations on all kinds of different things, and I just feel like there's an honest love and appreciation and understanding not only of the dynamics of cannabis and reality of cannabis, but like just the politics of this thing, and not necessarily to play along with them, but you have to kind of play with here. This industry, bro, has gotten to a point where you have certain people all over this industry that have a lot of like power and a lot of position, and maybe it isn't rightfully theirs in totality. I think a lot of people have just not been honest with who created certain things, or just us. Like there's so many like dispensaries and like different brands that me and you personally know, where like we remember who's like started these brands, you know what I mean? Like remember when that dude got fucked over, like oh shit, like oh, what happened to him?
A lot of bad partners.
The way I got fucked over at dude, my 2 dispensaries, Golden State Collective and Valley Patients, you know, shout out Jimmy from 420 Nurses. That's my childhood best friend. That's who I opened my shops with, right?
What?
Yeah, my childhood best friend, okay? And listen, Jimmy, I'm not here to talk shit. I love you. I love you, bro. Like I forgive you. And everything's okay. I'm not going too far. Te quiero mucho. We went to Mary Macklin together. We opened the dispensaries together. He was a business mind. He had never smoked weed. When I was growing up, he was the internet dude. He taught me everything I know about the internet marketing and shit from an early age.
He had Bitcoin when it was 25 cents.
God knows what he had, bro. But that he fucked me over, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
What?
Like, big time, bro. Like,
what the fuck?
That's when I moved to Phoenix. But you know what? It's funny. That all happened, and we won't get into it too much. But there was a lot of like situations, and for some reason in marijuana, people love making death threats. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a big thing out here. Most dispensary owners or brand owners, when they're faced with criticism or any type of truth they don't like, they immediately go to, I'll fucking kill you, bro, or I'm gonna get these people to kill you, bro. And it's just like you hear it and it's just like, dog, like this is the thing. I exist in the paradox where the second you tell me you're gonna kill me, you're not gonna kill me. And it sucks that I have to have like a funny perspective of that, but yeah, bro, like this is not my first rodeo with any of this shit. I've been fucking around in cannabis since 2001 with these people, from vending to dispensing to fucking
bro, you were DJing Vader Village at these cups fucking
bro,
a long time.
2003 was that 2013 a High Times a cup first.
I remember, yeah,
bro, that was a very important High Times cup because that was a crazy one, dude. Like because we just went over there and just sold a bunch of weed and it was all good. And that's not what the law said, right? But like that's just
in
what we
the
all
middle
did.
of downtown LA.
That's
what we did.
Mm-hmm.
The one at. Let me ask you something real quick. What are you listening to right now? Because I know you have a good ear for
music.
Like, music. Yeah, like when you were pulling up. What were you listening to pulling up?
Listen to Let the Gun Play. Yeah, no, the fucking famous gangbanger. No, I really like that kid. There's a Mexican kid named Lefty Gunplay that I don't know, bro. Like a lot of people look at rap and everything else as like very specific. This is the thing. I DJ for Riff Raff and I help Riff Raff a lot of his early stuff. People have a weird perspective of Riff. You know what I mean? Like, cause if you look at it from
my favorite freestyler.
If you look at it from an artistic level, bro, like it was like Andy Kaufman style rap world, because you don't realize how intelligent that man is.
His vocabulary
Bro,
is crazy. His
dude,
metaphors,
the conversation,
oh my
dude, the shit we'll come up with all coked out. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the reality of it, bro. Like, we bring we do it was bring the rice out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, his
But
adjectives.
no, bro, it's just when people have a certain look to them and like they have a certain like aura to them, like I could see that real quick. And a lot of people don't like the artists that I've worked with that have blown up. A lot of people didn't like Peep. A lot of people didn't like Pump. A lot of people didn't like Fat Nick. A lot of people didn't like Puya. A lot of people didn't like any of these dudes. You know what I mean? Like, but a lot of people. This is the thing. If you're gonna be big in today's like music world, you have to be polarizing to an extent. People are gonna have to hate you or love you. It cannot be middle ground. And a lot of these middle ground rappers, where you're a good rapper, your word play, your pen is amazing, pick the right beats, the whole 9 yards, but you just don't got that sauce, buddy. And if you don't got that sauce, it ain't gonna work. And that's what I see with Lefty. Lefty got that sauce, and it's just different. I listen to a lot of like old shit personally. You know what I mean? Like I listen to a lot of Sade, shit like that. This is me on a consistent basis. But like I do, shit. Oh man, there's so many artists out there, bro. A lot of them aren't innovating. You know what I mean? So like right now, like it's hard for me.
Are you still making music?
I listen to Blanco Solo from out there in New Mexico. Shout out him. Like it's probably gonna trip out even hears that. Because, yeah.
Are you still producing? Are you making?
This is the thing, bro.
I remember you were in the studio for a little bit rapping. That's how I know.
This is the thing, bro. Like with me, like I put puzzles together. I got in this music industry as just somebody that had a lot of fucking money and was bored and just.
How'd you get the money?
Huh? It was the call centers and all that shit,
Okay.
bro. Like,
Oh yeah, we spoke about that in other shows. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
He had a lot of call centers and he was making money on call centers back in the day.
Yeah, that was
Got you.
Well,
Residuals.
bro, like when I first came out of the Trapzilla's brand, like we were just fucking high at my house in Scottsdale, and it wasn't about weed. It was about fucking trap style dance music that had just started. I'm one of the innovators of that sound. It was mixing like EDM with like hip hop, and you know what I mean, that's when we were doing it, we were just sampling old EDM songs and putting them over like boom bap beats, because and when we were doing that, like it caught on a little bit, like it really did. But that like world was just weird, bro. This music industry is fucking weird. It's weird as hell, dog. Like. Oh, I listen to Reed, that November kid. He's tight. Jesus. You know what, bro? This is a reality. Old music is just better now, bro. I don't know if I'm finally reaching that age, but like, I
feel it. No.
It's just like I think I've been on this earth for 38 years, and I think the music that's already came out is kind of my soundtrack, bro. And I can't even get through all the shit that I like from the last 38 years of my life. You know what I mean? Like, so like, yeah, I have to like.
There's a lot of music.
I think a lot of people at one point like tap out of listening to new music. You know what I mean?
So much to consume,
it's. I think we're all being like overloaded with frequency.
There's a lot.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in terms of even in this room, we got our cell phones, everything else like that.
Kentron killing it on the keys.
It's just so much audio.
Simulation.
There's so much auditory stimulation that's happening on a consistent basis where we're everywhere. And I don't think the human brain has. This is the thing. Our bodies like will advance. Obviously, our thumb and everything else. It's all things that like your body like will create over hundreds of years, right? Like, I don't think our mind is ready or was ready for cell phones and this interconnectivity. Like 200 years ago, like what? How many? Like 1,000 years ago, we were like a tribal like people still, like or some shit.
Were
like,
we?
Or no, I'm like 2,000, like 3,000 years ago or some shit like that. Like, God knows how many years that. But in the
300 years ago.
You know what I mean? It's just
100 years ago.
No, I don't know, bro. Like it's
Well,
just
no, not really.
Not really. Like yeah.
Now we're in 2024, bro.
But I just think that like we have. Well, this is the thing. Something that happens in like Russia, we find out about like instantly. Something that happens like in Israel, anywhere else, we hear it instantly, right? If we go back to pre-cell phone, pre-communication stuff like this, your body wasn't getting any
pre-social media.
All you knew was your, not pre-social, pre-anything. Like all you knew was your tribe, right? Like, and that's the only problems you dealt with.
Okay, that part.
But yeah, but now, like, think about how much shit's coming your way. Read the news. Your
drama on TV.
Bro, we're overloaded with drama at all times. Just too much information. Like,
if you could have any,
bro, you know what? One of my goals is to know less people. it's just hard to know, dude. It's fucked up.
I just want to get away.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's just like I want to be able to be a good friend to people, and it's hard when you got like 1,000 people trying to have halfway conversations with you, and you know what I mean. Like, and it's just like people start looking at you like you're flaky or whatever case may be. It's just like, bro, there's just a lot going on. And the more that goes on, a lot of people like shut down. Like me personally, if I feel like I'm overloaded, I just turn off my phones and I just don't exist anymore.
If you could have any superhero power.
Huh?
If you could have any superhero power.
Yep.
What would it be?
Huh?
What would your superhero power be?
Didn't like Pepe Le Pew have that like skunk thing and got the ladies or something like that to make them love him and stuff?
I think he was like a huge pervert.
No, he wasn't.
He was a lover.
I would have like the Cyclops eyes. I think like that. That would be cool.
Oh, what? Like the laser
just like
shit?
fuck you, just bam. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that would be cool, right? Like,
that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that would be a great one, actually. What else are you gonna want? Like the Wolverine one? That's not a superpower. We had the healing.
Mean, it is.
He had the healing, right?
Yeah.
Well, what would you? What type of weapon would you have on? Would you want like Wolverine hands or like the? What was that one? Like, what was the Rhino?
I mean, I've changed mine so many times, but I think I like mine today. What it would be?
What is it?
I think I would want to shoot infinite spaghetti, and I could use it as like a weapon. I could like trap you. I could like wrap you around you.
You didn't say we could make new ones.
Or I could feed. Anybody. If you're hungry, I could just make instant noodles and I solve hunger, and no one's hungry because I could just make instant pasta. Boom, spaghetti. Here you go. And then also I could throw like a spaghetti shield. I could like throw spaghetti as weapons, like infinite spaghetti.
You're using like spaghetti, like
noodles, like weapons.
To like, you better hope that like noodles doesn't become like a weird like word later on, and people are like, look, back then they were saying it. Pasta.
All right. Let me ask you another question. While I set this up, because you talk a lot of shit. If you could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, anyone, dead or alive, 3 people, who would you have dinner with?
Ruben Salazar.
Who?
Ruben Salazar.
Ruben Salazar
was a journalist for the LA Times. He was killed during the Chicano rights protests by Los Angeles Sheriff's Department airing a tear gas canister. But no, there's a couple people that I've kind of modeled my life like around like over the years. A lot of people like are familiar with a personality online. He was on the Joe Rogan show, Dan Pena. He was that old Mexican man. He looks like an old white guy, but he has like a suit on.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Dan Pena, he is a businessman that went to Cal State Northridge. He grew up in East LA. He was a business magnate. He was worth $1 billion. Really amazing businessman, but he actually was he did like a program at CSUN, and when I was a small child, my sister was in that program at CSUN, the Latino Business Association, and I became friends with him and I knew him for years. But I've just been lucky to have a lot of like mentors over the years that just like really high level business people. You know what I mean? Like Reza Jarami from Go Ventures. Remember Monster Massive, Together as One, and all those kind of raves? You remember those raves? Like Together as One and Monster Massive and all the ones.
Yeah, before they were Insomniac. Before Insomniac was Insomniac.
It was Go Ventures and Insomniac.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Monster Massive.
They were at the Coliseum and warehouses.
Exactly. That's where that kind of stuff comes from.
Yeah.
But Reza was I worked hand in hand with them. Like I watched that man run his business. Like, and he was very, very kind to me. And to be able to, and the thing is, the city didn't like him. Huge event. You know what I mean? He has to kind of like maneuver things, and I kind of took a lot of that I learned from there and applied it to dispensary shit later. Dude, I used to call like the city officials when I'd open a shop. Like I had a sign on my shop that said "Center for the Sick and Dying."
What?
The reason, because for me it was right. But another reason was because I knew that the police didn't like the optics of raiding a place that said "Center for the Sick and Dying." You know what I mean? Like they would look real fucked up. It's like when they they raided the pharmacy in Hollywood, in West Hollywood. The pictures that came from the DA. It's just the DA literally. This dude was smart. He put crippled people in the front.
Right.
So when they raided it, they had to literally carry the people out, like in the wheelchair. So you have these DA agents with huge things like carrying people out. Like it was hilarious.
Crazy. So we got Ruben Salazar, Don Pena, and who else?
Huh?
Who else? The 3 people I have dinner with.
Then like. I don't know. I don't want to say something like Jesus Christ or something.
Why? That's in my top 3.
Well, it's just.
Jesus
oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Fuck yeah! That's a story.
What would you tell him? Like, what's up, dude?
I want
Like, what's up,
you know what
dude?
I tell him? Be like, so what happened?
What happened?
That's what I would tell him. Everyone around the world knows that story. And first of all, I'll be like, damn, you're not like I expect.
Well,
You don't look like I expect.
look, this is the thing.
All right, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first while we do this?
Well, people look at the Bible like it's at the end of the day, it's a most sold book in the world, right?
And most translated and everything.
If you don't believe in the religion, it's a story, right? Like, you know what I mean? And that's a pretty epic book. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. You know what I mean? It's what it is.
All right, while we play this game, I'm gonna go to the chat and see what they have to say. Is that cool? I know we're live streaming this right now, and I got chat going up. So I know you talk a lot of shit about Connect 4. I got your answers: Jesus Christ, Ruben Salazar, and Don Pena for the 3 people. Sounds like.
Well, my third person who like.
Oh, you don't want Jesus?
No, I would go with like.
Oh, sorry. Go again.
You see, you're already busting your shit with this, dude. I knew you were gonna have to cheat.
How am I cheating?
You probably went online and searched strategies and shit. Okay,
Never.
I like how he's not prefacing this game with what happened and why he's bringing it out. We were at like some type of trade show, right? And I see Adam. He's like, "Oh, you want to play this game real quick?" I'm like, "Okay." 4 moves in, he loses because he's talking to me supposedly, right? That's his excuse afterwards. But I kicked his ass.
Listen, the first time I have a friend play me, I'm very nice and I let them feel like they win, so they feel proud because they'll never beat me again. And this is what's about to happen right now. So you go first. Shout out to everyone in the chat rooms. I appreciate you guys. If you have any questions for Trapzilla, please type them in right now. We'll get to you guys a little exclusivity. Vader said they sold you that Bubba you were talking about.
Okay, Vader Cannabis Company, what they are. Humble Counter Line is just stored in Humble. They got a Cush thing in Barcelona. Shout out them. Listen, Lou and George, when everything went wrong in my dispensaries, the first people that I went straight from there to their shop, bro, and they patted me on the back, told me everything would be okay, don't trip, and you know what I mean? Like, those dudes were always had my back. I vended for them. They took care of me, dude. Like, we had some crazy situations pop up. One time when they got robbed, me and George and Lou were in the back, hundreds of pounds, fucking all kinds of money, and we're holding a door, me and George. And this dude's trying to kick the door down, and he's saying, "I'm gonna shoot the door, I'm gonna shoot the door." And me and George are like sitting there, like fucking holding the door closed. So shoot the door, shoot the door. I never forget that shit. And I looked at George, and I'm like, "Are we really gonna get shot right now for this shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, for reals?" And yeah, no, they left. But him and everyone else were being pussies, and they didn't want to take the weed. And my fucking 22-year-old ass, 21-year-old ass grabbed the bags of weed and ran the fuck out of there with one dude in a little pickup truck and got away. The cops were behind us and actually busted a bitch and stopped the street. I'll never forget that. Lou and George could attest to the reality of that story. I remember Lou and George chasing the dude down. These dudes have guns, and we're fucking chasing them like we're gonna do something to them when like they had guns. What the fuck were we thinking? That was stupid. But yeah, that's when with a dispensary crew, bro, like that was a real, like those were your family, dude. You spent all fucking day with them. You were risking like everything with them, and you just saw weed. It was so fucking cool. You know what I mean? They're some good fucking people. So where did you get the strategy you're using right now? Like,
what's your Taco Bell order?
Huh? What's my Taco Bell order? I like regular nachos with cheese and just tacos with extra cheese, bro.
Tacos with extra cheese? Mm-hmm. So what happened with me and Connect 4 is I just randomly picked it up and got very good at it and became unstoppable. And I've been undefeated.
You're not undefeated. Look, I beat you. So like, how are you undefeated?
Well, true, I do lose.
I beat you.
Tiger Woods loses too, so you're right.
But that's golf. That's different, dude.
But I'm like the Tiger Woods of Connect 4.
No one in the history of anything has won everything like that.
I'm Hasbro recognized.
How are you Hasbro recognized?
They know about me.
What do you mean they know about you?
They're like, damn, Adam's the best Connect 4 player we know. That's how I know.
I don't.
What?
Is there theories to like how this game is supposed to be played?
This is like chess for ADD.
What do you mean?
I'm about to beat you.
How?
Go. Why would you go there?
Why not?
Because I'm about to beat you right here.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see that.
You want a mulligan? Or you
Yeah, I
want
want a
to
mulligan.
All right, take out your piece.
No, I don't want a mulligan. I lost.
You lost, fool.
Yeah,
I told
yeah,
you you'll
take
never
that.
beat
Good
me.
job,
But
Adam.
look, even if you block,
Shout out Adam,
look,
you won.
Look, even if you block me here,
You went. I swear to you, he Googled this before he got here to have a strategy. I know what he
Bullshit,
did.
dude. Bullshit.
Good thing you didn't have a gun that day, George. That's actually a good thing. God knows if we'd be here right now, dude. Like,
Can I just show you something? If you went here to block me, I would have went
Adam,
here.
I'll be
and
straight
you
up
would have
with
went
you.
here, and I
I
would have
know
went
you're
there,
like
and I would have
really
beat
into
you.
this Connect 4 stick you got going on for God knows how long. But what's the next one?
Just want to let you know I'm better.
Because you're
than
real
you.
innovative, bro. Like, I'll give it this. This is the thing with Adam, bro. People can say whatever they want about you, bro, in any shade, shape, or form, but you are an innovative motherfucker, and you come up with new shit, and you do. You actually think this shit out. And I think people thought what you did was something they could do, and everyone could do. Oh, he's just doing it. No, bro. Like, this dude has scientifically figured out how to be a weed host. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he has perfected his craft. You know what I mean? He's been doing it for a long fucking time, and a lot of people that come in thinking they can host, nah, bro. It's different because you got to know when to shut the fuck up. And I think Adam, you're really good at shows is you know when to shut the fuck up because you're not talking the entire time. Like, it's the worst.
I mean, you're the
You know what I
guest.
used to
They
hate?
can hear me all the
You know what I
time.
hated at sessions, bro? I hated sessions when they were the concert portions and shit like that. Like, dude, we were there to sell fucking weed. Like, don't distract from me selling weed. I would hate that. I would hate having a booth and the concert was too cracking because then no one was buying shit.
That was a part of the sesh. That's what kept people
Fuck, I
there.
used to
That's what
hate
the
that
environment.
shit, bro.
I mean, now it's just like a fucking swap meet. You walk in there and it's just like everyone trying to trap you some fucking bullshit and you're out. Like, there's no community, there's no culture. It's just a fucking bunch. Like, bring that shit back. It was crazy when when fucking Dog Pound will pull up, Dazzin' Corrupt to do a fucking set. Ray Sherman will pull up. You brought artists that would fucking perform. Like, that shit was a vibe. People were so stoked to see that. That's what kept people coming back. Like, you would never know what to expect, especially when Trap is on set. I remember Trap was DJing a fucking party and he had like slabs of fucking shatter in front of him, just slabs and
Adam,
slabs.
all bullshit
And
aside.
all he did was just throw the slabs into the
Who's given more? And all bullshit I have, you know this. How much shit have I given the community? Like, in terms
Listen,
of
you've given away a lot, and I wish I got some of the glass pieces that you've had that I missed. But I've done a lot of Vader Villages, and they have given out a lot of product.
How much do they pay? No, this is the thing. Lou and George, bro, like, how much grams did they give out at that one show? It was like 10,000 grams.
I was throwing out pounds.
No, I know that, but there was one of it specifically where
Money, dabs, hash.
Well, but you gotta understand, there's a lot of people out here that people like him, like, bro, like, we didn't. This is the thing. Some people just aren't right in the head, bro, and they do certain things for the rush of it. And Lou and George always fucking they were doing this back in the day, like, for the rush of it, bro. A lot of us loved the sport of going to Humble and picking up 100 packs and driving them down the 5 and shitting our fucking pants and getting them there or taking them on the 10 and taking them somewhere else. There's a certain, like, beauty in remembering going through a border checkpoint with a bunch of weed in your trunk. Like, it's
Someone in chat was saying, I think Freddie got fed. He said he drove from Cali to Texas, didn't know he had a bong in his bag until
bong in your
fucking-
bag, have a 100 pack, dude. Fucking in a gun. What the fuck you want to talk about? Shit your pants, you know what I mean? And a fucking gun, you know what I mean? It's fucked. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, here we go. Bro, like, you know what's fucked up is a lot of times, I remember back in the day, like, you would just, a lot of people would send people and not really tell them what the fuck was going on. Back in the day, I remember when Craigslist, there was like a driver section and people were like, got really used to like, oh, I need a driver to take this car to sell to Phoenix. And
That'd be a bunch of
but
weed
then
in the
they
trunk.
wouldn't give them the different lock on the trunk or some shit like that, or wouldn't give them access to the trunk somehow or some shit like that, right? They would take the car and then they get paid for it. Oh, we're gonna give you the $500 when you get here. Da, da, da. Yeah, no, but then there's a bunch of weed.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Well, yeah, bro. Like, I've always studied like a lot of trafficking shit just as a sport. Like, it's just fun to me.
So if you're driving down the street and you got a bunch of shit and you get the munchies and you pull up into the store, what are you getting?
Munchies?
Yeah, like road trip snacks. We walk into like
A pickle and cheese.
a pickle.
And cheese.
Like what kind
cheddar
of
cheese?
Like, and you wrap the cheese in the pickle?
No,
or you eat
I don't.
it like
separate. It's separate. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if that was like a new snack hack, a fucking pickle cheese
Oh,
snack.
bro. You know, Craig's just.
What are you drinking?
Huh?
What do you get to drink?
Drink?
What? Yeah.
Depends if I'm like in a manic episode, like Coke, like
That's
and then
Coca-Cola?
Yeah, I like big gulp with a bunch of ice. Like, that's if like I'm driving somewhere far. You know, like, fuck that.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of like, we do OG shit, bro. Shout out Caleb. My boys OG Inc. out in Oregon and New Mexico, bro. Really good people as well. I'm doing a lot of work with them on a bunch of projects. Doing a lot of work with Banjo Glass and some stuff with them as well. It's about really getting like, all in all, bro, I think the gist of shit is that, like, I think there needs to be a respect paid to legacy operators and legacy ethics and everything else. I just think the OG shit needs to come back, bro. Like, not just the strain, the operational style and like everything else. Like, a lot of these companies, when they get super big, like, they kind of lose sight of what it means to dispense cannabis, right? Like, I mean, and that's what, I don't know, I don't have an issue with anybody or anything like that, but like, a lot of people that have been on the forefront of trying to change things recently, like, they also own like 40 stores or some shit like that, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just weird to kind of see like where like the fucking activism is going.
So what do you want to see? What does Adolfo want from the cannabis community, from the culture?
In a perfect world, bro.
What do you see?
In a perfect world, bro, it wouldn't be rescheduled, it would be descheduled, and everyone would grow their own weed. You know what I mean?
But not everyone can grow their own weed.
People that don't want to, that's what you have dispensaries for.
That's where you buy it.
Yeah,
you can buy it from.
oh, this is the thing. Back in the day, you would buy weed when you didn't have. Remember when you would run out of your grow weed and you have to call your homie, hey, I'm running low. Like,
I would page my friend 420 911.
Pagers, bro. Remember the party line, Adam? Did you ever get on the party line?
A little bit, yeah.
Operator, no collect calls. That was the shit. That's when I was in like 8th grade, and like we were like fake gang banging on people, like on fucking the party line. People would really do that. Like, it would just be like it would just go person to person, and then it would just be like a person going, hey, fuck you, motherfucker. Fun times. I bet you that shit's still on.
Party line, maybe.
I bet you it is. Like, we need to have like a we need a cannabis party line.
Do you consume content? Do you watch like videos, TV? Did you see the Cat Williams interview?
Not really.
Did you hear about it?
Well, yeah, you see clips online. You can't get away from it.
Yeah, I ended up watching the whole thing.
Well, this is the thing. Everything gets clipped out so much on social media that like just watching social media now is like a show. Like,
but that just shows you what they want you to see. Like, there was a lot more shit that he was talking about.
What's they?
Whatever that
Who's
agenda.
they?
I don't know. There's like a shadow.
Who is they?
I don't know, bro.
The shadow government?
They're out there.
Rothschilds and shit like that?
They're out there, bro. Listen, this is the thing. Like, back in the day, the news that we used to get was from...
You know what? Speaking of Cat Williams shit, dude, like, he was saying all kinds of crazy shit, dude. Like, Lash has been coming out the woodworks, bro. Everything from the Diddy shit to, like, the Epstein shit. Like, there's a lot of, like, exposure that's happening right there. Like, it's crazy how in the music industry, bro, there's certain situations where like people are like openly burned out motherfuckers that have done crazy shit to people, and like it's just totally cool that they're out there. A lot of people do weird things, man. Like even like Rick Rubin like puts people in cold baths at like Shangri-La. Like when I heard
there's weird stuff.
I get it, bro.
Rituals.
That's tight, bro. But imagine you've never gotten into like a cold, like one of those Cairo things, and like the first thing you do before you get into the fucking writing mode is that. I think in the music industry and in the weed industry, you have a lot of like these weird individuals over the years that were kind of creepy, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Dude, like, yeah, bro, like some dark individuals were involved in this shit and still are. You know what I mean? And the thing is, bro, like a lot of those dudes, and shout out all those dudes, like, we know and we remember, because back in the day you couldn't insulate yourself from like fucking exposure like that. If you own a dispensary and I own a dispensary, I knew who the fuck you were because I'm after your market share, bro. Like whenever you would see somebody open up, I would immediately like research who the landowner was of the fucking place, because I know that person's accepting dispensaries to see if he had any other locations. Like we were all like hawks on shit, bro. Like it was different, bro. Like you wanted to open as many as you could in the whole 9 yards. Like dude, like when the Armenians really got involved with the illegal dispensaries in North Hollywood, and every block you had a new one. In downtown LA, bro, like you had just nonstop. Some people had like hundreds of stores, and you don't know who they are. The largest distributors of cannabis, I think, to this day probably are not on paper. You know what I mean? Like obviously, right? Exactly. Like that's the reality of it, right? Like as much as like the backdoor people want to say, like they feel like they're like the main fools. Like no, bro. Like I really feel there's still a lot of illegal operations that are pumping out some good fucking weed, and thank God I know a lot of them. A lot of people hide behind the veil of licenses and shit like that, like, you know what I mean? But like, you can tell real quick when people are real serious about growing weed and when people are here just to fuck around. And I think a lot of people, this is the thing, people look at this shit like, they say like, oh, there's some dispensary owners are not drug dealers. Brand owners, you're not drug dealers anymore. You're a legal business, and you're no longer in the world that like there's a code of like ethics there, like, from the street or some shit like that. If you're doing some shady shit and you're fucking up market share for your neighbor's gonna probably report your ass, and like that's not snitching, that's just that business practices. People don't like that shit. Like, they don't like business practices. Like, you're really like, oh, so the guy next door is gonna do something that's gonna give him an advantage over you. You're just gonna let it happen like that. Like, so I can't do it. 'Cause, dude, that's what's happening in New Mexico. There's the actual control divisions there, like the people that are checking shit. They'll get hyper focused on one licensee, and that's all they're thinking about. And that person, they're looking at every little fucking thing. But while that's happening, everyone else is doing the exact same shit, and there's nothing to fucking say. It's just fucked up. And its reality is a lot of these people that work for these fucking divisions in government that are involved in cannabis have no experience with cannabis, and they don't really know about weed, and they don't know about the realities of like what it is to like fucking dispense weed in a legal way or illegal way. They're just literally getting hired on. Like, you can't, for those state jobs, you can't even smoke weed. My cousin was telling me that.
You can't.
You can't. So if
That's
you work for the Department of Cannabis Control, you don't smoke weed, bro. So like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And these people are uneducated in marijuana, have no concept of shit, and they're the people that are going in there and checking everything. Like, no shit. Like, it's a waste of time. And you know who that affects more than anyone else? That affects the small time operator, because the big guy could take the license hit, be shut down for 30 days, and it's all good. Whatever, we'll put it up. But if you're a small time operator and they come in and they see something and they want you to chop down a whole crop, you know what I mean? Like, and like, it's literally, some of these dudes are going, this is the thing, there's paycheck to paycheck. A lot of these places are grow to grow, and they're not grow to grow on paper. You know what I mean? Like, but you know what I mean? God bless them. But like, that's how, this is the thing. These realities need to be out there because people need to understand how fucked up the industry is right now. And if we continue to allow it to be this fucked up, we don't know what's going to look at. Because
what's fucked up? Why is the industry fucked up?
Consolidation is going to happen eventually, because most of these shops aren't making money.
And
most of these shops aren't making money. A lot of these brand owners aren't making money. And like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of them have gotten really good at taking investment consistently and finding a new person to come fucking take over. Because a lot of people believe, oh, if I had that spot, I could do this.
Listen, there's been so many brands that come out with like $1 million investments and they're non-existent anymore. They shut down, and you're like,
bro,
where did their $8 million
it's crazy?
go?
It seems like the more money has gone into a brand, the less likely it's going to succeed, and it's almost like it falls on itself.
It's because they don't have that culture, that passion you were talking about.
I don't want to go too into like.
I know, because we could keep talking for more and more, but we're like.
I don't want to get like into like cookies, burger, shit like that. But like,
are you reading my mind?
Like the cookies. Like,
I was gonna bring you
cookies
up.
world, like that business structure, the licensing structure of everything, the way it's operating, if it's huge.
Multi-state MSO, he's killing it.
But there's all kinds of different owners. There's all kinds of people involved. There's always weird lawsuits, and it's just the nature of doing business at that level. I believe, you know what I mean. I think this cannabis industry, as it expands on itself, it create the problems that exist from that kind of expansion. We don't know it until it happens, right? But like, some of them are shut down, some are not. So I guess the question is like, I feel like cookies are representation of like branded cannabis from an urban street level. You know what I mean? So like, is that working? Is the hip hop culture attachment of marijuana something that's going to exist through the totality of it? Are hip hop artists really the best brand ambassadors for marijuana? And I mean no disrespect to anybody in their past, and I understand people have their past and they're different men now, and God bless them, bro, for changing and doing good things in the community and their families and their life, and I respect all of them for it. But this is the thing, I think a lot of hip hop artists have passed as pimps. And I think we look at it, and it's all of us say, we listen to Sugar Free, we listen to Snoop Dogg, we listen to any of these classic pimps in hip hop culture. And I think a lot of people have to come to terms with the reality that, like, if they're talking about pimping, they're talking about human trafficking. And if we start talking about human trafficking, a lot of existential issues come into that. As someone who lived like through abuse as a child, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to look at that and be okay with that reality that we platform people that openly admit to these paths. You know what I mean? Like, and that's no disrespect to them. That's me analyzing what's been publicly put out there that has been said in interviews and the like. That's not me making up shit. That's no CGI. That's just the reality of it. And we as a culture have to really look at who we want to be the torchbearers for this going forward, because like it's still such an infantile time. If like, imagine like branded alcohol, like only 20 years into this shit, right? Like,
yeah.
So like, you know what I mean,
Federal government
is this bulk going to continue to sail and give platform to that as the brand ambassadors of that? No disrespect to Freeway Ricky, like it's just like we have crack dealers and we have pimps that are involved in the branding structure and getting like licensing done in terms of like social equity stuff that like, I mean, shit, bro, like social equity with Measure M, like that's when I was supposed to get my license. You know what I mean? Like I was off. This is reality, bro. Even like the license holders today, bro, a lot of us played along with crooked fucking councilmen and the whole fucking nine. You know what I mean? Like we were forced into a lot of weird shit early on in dispensary days. You know, bro, I think this is just, there's a level of corruption that could exist, especially when you start getting involved just in the politics of local areas. You know what I mean? Like it just have to keep on going with like that kind of stuff. But I just think it's just hard to stomach that that's what it is, and that's who's really getting the brand position completely. The reality is like we look at cookies, yeah, bro, like more power to all of them, bro. The shit that they have done is amazing. I mean, shit, bro, like as an entrepreneurial, just as someone that comes from it, identifies as Hispanic, it's powerful to watch the level of stuff they've done, but they come with past, and you know what I mean? And have they rectified those past and come to terms with it? Yes, I firmly believe that. God bless them, and I hope that continues. But I think the reality of that at the end of the day is that it's hard to stomach that that's how things work. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But I don't know if 20 years from now it's gonna be just hip hop artists that are gonna be the ones advertising weed, because people are getting used to buying weed. They're gonna get older, and more people are gonna do it. I think the market's gonna increase like crazy eventually here, bro. I think like in 20 years, like these shops are gonna be doing like 5-6 times the traffic they're doing, because eventually they are gonna be able to probably shut down the black market. You know what I mean? And that shut down the black market in the essence where there's just not availability like that. I think the only black market that can never stop is if you start growing from home. You know what I mean? Like, I think people need to grow weed for themselves like that. That's the only thing they can't stop from the traditional market. That's the only type of piece of culture we're gonna have like stick with us.
I mean, legally you technically can, but not everyone can grow.
It's like I'd rather have like who would you have? What would you rather have? Like weed stand on itself, or would you have it like? Do you buy weed because there is a hip hop person attached to it?
No, I don't.
Or do you buy weed because it do people? But
we're different. We're like a small percentage of the average consumer. Like when I'm bud tending or helping out at shops, like the number one thing people come in for number one thing people come in for are either pre-rolls or carts. They don't care about the flower. They don't care about. They want like that.
Oh, I know.
The average consumer now is like pre-rolls and carts. So like the market is different. It's not like we are flowers. You wanted just straight flowers. You got a couple dabs because of the strain names, but like that's like, what it is. It's a whole different.
It's taking
industry.
the plant and like it's perverting it. You know what I mean?
The culture is like it's there, but that's not what the main thing is now. That's not the main consumer. And anyone can use marketing. Everyone uses marketing in all brands, be it athletes, musicians, actors, reality stars, whoever it is.
I would like to see more athletes.
Well, now that the sport leagues are allowing cannabis consumption, I'm sure more athletes are going to come out. I think NBA lifted. I think the NFL has like a lax thing about it. So I'm sure it's going to start coming out a lot more. But yeah, it's gonna happen, dude. Listen, I feel like we could talk for 3 more hours, but we're limited here.
Oh yeah, I don't care.
I know.
I just came here to get high anyways.
I know you have a lot to say. I mean, your Instagram today, I think you had like 47 posts.
So you got to do sometimes.
Where can people find you? You do the social medias. I know you do because you did 47 posts today about just what you were feeling. You were talking about
OG Cush. No, I do internet research sometimes to my Instagram. I apologize, but it does work every time. Like today, I found access to cuts that I would only dream of getting access to. You know what I mean? Like that's just the reality there.
Bro, we talked about a lot. we hit a lot of emotions. I appreciate you being open and honest and unfiltered.
Well, you wanted a fucking good fucking podcast. There you go, dude.
I mean, look, I've had you on multiple times on many platforms. You've brought people with you. You've always, try to showcase and big up others. You've been through a lot. You've experienced a lot at an early age, and you just out here helping people, letting people know what's up.
I think one thing I want to tell people: look, we're all fucked up. We're all damaged. We all got shit going on. Smell your own shit first before you talk shit about anybody else. Treat other people how you would love to be treated. Very, very simple fucking math, and life will be good for everybody. But you know what? People are dicks. So you know what? Learn to respond to people that are dicks with silence and just move forward. Because if you react, you're giving them energy. It's a bad idea. And these are things I have to tell myself constantly. Because deal with a lot of weird shit sometimes. But fuck everybody. Love everybody. Thank you, Adam.
Your vibe attracts your tribe. I was just about to say that.
Vibe. You learned that in the puddle cuddle, or what?
Yeah, the cuddle puddle. We all have obstacles, whatever it is, relationships, family, financial, health. Like we all have shit. Not everyone talks about it. A lot of people love to dwell on negative shit because that's what it's become. So, just focus on you, do what you do, and I know we all handle shit, and I appreciate you still here with us and taking time to come through and making it happen. Listen, we got affordable shit for everybody, bro.
I really like the podcast. It's cool ass little
Trapzilla's on IG,
Instagram,
and
Straight Flex,
X. Do you do X? What? Twitter?
Call it Twitter, bro. I can't. That sounded like you offered me some drugs.
No,
I
it's called.
I don't want no
It's
X,
called
bro.
X,
Cool,
bro.
You sound like we're
X.
at a rave. Remember at the raves where you would just hear XK, 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 acid money, XK.
Well, now they have like hybrid drugs and they just mix them together. Now they're
that's
SR22s.
What's that shit? What's that shit called? The Colombian stuff. The Tusi.
Yeah,
Tried it one time. It was great. Love to do it again.
Look, you've been through a lot. Do you have any words of advice to? Because everyone's gonna do something. They're gonna experiment. Like, do you have any? Because you say drugs are different now.
This is the reality of it. But honestly, what's fucked up to say? I never thought I would say this in my life. I just, with the nature of these times, bro, and the way shit's being adulterated and everything else, like, bro, I for once in my life, I would not suggest people fucking take drugs. Wow, I've grown up. You know what I mean? But dude, it's just dangerous nowadays, bro.
Smoke herb.
Smoke weed, bro.
Real weed.
And yes, like, you know what I mean? From people you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, or a trusted dispensary, like Apothecary in lovely Sherman, California. Let's go, baby.
Mention the show. Get a special. What? Thank you, Adolfo, again. Kentron, you've been killing it all show, dude.
Oh.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all feeling? Just caught me off guard right now, but I'm gonna keep on jamming.
No, I love the Mary Jane song. You enjoying Kentron
he's
soundtrack?
Amazing. I love Kentron.
Yeah, dude.
Shit.
Shout out. Listen, there's a lot that was said. We went all over the place. We experienced a lot. I really appreciate you. At Trapzilla's, check him out. He got a lot. Look, if you YouTube Trapzilla's, you'll see a lot of interesting videos as well. I YouTube Trapzilla's.
Bro, I got like different lives with that shit, man.
No, I've interviewed. I watched some shit. You have a song called Dabs that you did where you take a hot ass dab off a titanium banger.
That's one of the earliest dab music videos. That really is. Earliest dab music video.
There were videos with you and early Riff Raff. There was a lot of things going on, but I really appreciate you taking time to come here and eating and chilling and smoking and making it happen. Kentron, the whole crew here, Adrian, Eric, and Travis, of course, and everyone on Patreon too, dude. We started a Patreon. You get exclusive content footage, monthly giveaways, a whole bunch of amazing things. Shout out to our first Patreon supporters, Macy, Drew, Matthew, Lifted, Aries. You guys are amazing. Everyone listening, wherever you're at, appreciate you on all streaming platforms again. Adolfo.
Thank you, everybody.
Everyone watching live, wherever you're listening, y'all are amazing. And thank you, Apothecary.
Shout out my kids, I love you.
Yes.
You see this in like 30 years. Your mother's out of her mind.
Thank you again. Thank you, everybody. Kentron, let's go, baby.